First, I made sure that everything I need is in the box. Then, I tested the dashcam using the provided power supply. You don't want to spend your whole day installing it, just to find out that it won't even turn on. Next, I peeled 4 adhesive strips and removed 4 screws at the back of the unit. I will install an OEM style bracket instead of strapping the dashcam onto the existing mirror. My goal is to make everything look like it came from the factory. I installed the OEM style bracket, but it had too much movement for my liking. I fixed this by sticking an adhesive velcro at the back, replaced the small screws with the longer ones, and finish it off by adding a nut and a washer to secure the connection. The next step is to remove the original mirror. Using a T20 Torx bit, I loosened the screw at the lower portion of the mount. Then, I pulled the upper plastic piece down. This will allow the whole mirror assembly to slide up. Once it was off the windshield, I disconnected the wire for the mirror. Then I installed the dashcam by simply sliding it down the mount on the windshield and securing it with the provided screw. Then I grabbed the wire from the original mirror and tucked it in the headliner for a cleaner look. Next step is to find and tap into 2 kinds of power on the vehicle, accessory and constant. I used a cheap test light from Amazon. I avoided tapping into important vehicle components like the ECU or ABS. Since I don't have KDSS, I used that for my accessory power. Then, using the tester, I found a blank fuse slot to provide constant power to the dashcam. I pulled the KDSS fuse, switched the vehicle to accessory mode, and used my tester to find the positive side. Then, I installed the KDSS fuse at the bottom slot of the fuse tab. The top slot holds the fuse for the dashcam, and the left leg or the outer leg of the fuse tab is the positive side. As you can see here, the constant power is on top, and the accessory power is at the bottom. The constant goes to the blank fuse slot, and the accessory goes to the KDSS slot. Then, I connected the accessory fuse tab to the red wire on the hardware kit, and attach the constant power fuse tab to the yellow wire. After securing all the connections, I secured the ground from the hardware kit on a bolt near the fuse panel. Then I installed the fuse tabs with the left leg going to the positive side of the fuse slot. After making sure that the dashcam had constant power, I removed the 10mm bolt holding the driver's side A pillar. Then, I routed the rear camera cable behind the airbag. I also ran the cable for the GPS along the headliner on the passenger side. At first, I installed the rear camera inside the vehicle, but then I realized that getting a clear view through the rear windshield would be difficult, especially when our truck is fully loaded on long road trips. Instead, I will attach the rear camera to this black plastic piece under the spoiler. This piece is just held on by plastic clips. After cleaning this plastic cover, I attached the rear camera bracket using the adhesive strip that came with it. I then drilled a hole and secured it even more with a bolt, nut, and a washer.
The balls.
Screws and bolts. After assembling the rear camera to this black plastic trim, I routed the cable from the headliner through this wire conduit. I had to remove the spoiler to snake the rear camera wire properly. I removed 4 10mm bolts and disconnected the wire for the third brake light. After that, the spoiler is just held on by plastic clips to the hatch.